It was supposed to be a routine late-night drive home, something I'd done 1,000 times before. I worked late at the diner as usual, and by the time I clocked out, the world outside had already settled into the eerie calm of midnight. The streetlights were few and far between, and the roads were deserted. There's something unsettling about driving alone at night, but I'd always told myself it was nothing, just shadows playing tricks on tired eyes. That night felt different, though. From the moment I slid behind the wheel, a chill crept up my spine. Maybe it was the exhaustion after a long shift, or maybe it was the oppressive silence that swallowed the air as soon as I started the engine. Whatever it was, it made the hair on the back of my neck stand on end. The highway stretched out before me like an endless ribbon of darkness. The sky was overcast, and the moon was hidden behind thick clouds, leaving only my headlights to carve a narrow path through the blackness. The hum of the tires against the asphalt was the only sound I could hear. About 20 minutes into the drive, I noticed something odd. My rearview mirror caught the reflection of headlights far behind me, tiny pinpricks of light that seemed to flicker in and out of view. At first, I thought it was just another car. The lights were too faint, too distant, as if they were struggling to keep up with me. I shrugged it off and kept driving, but the further I went, the more those headlights gnawed at the edges of my mind. I glanced back again, only to find them gone, completely vanished. My heart started to race, and I gripped the steering wheel a little tighter. It wasn't long before the strange feeling of being watched set in. You know that sensation when you're sure someone's eyes are on you, even when you can't see them. That's how I felt. There was no one else on the road, no cars passing by, no houses in sight, just the endless stretch of darkness. The tension in my chest grew with every passing mile. I turned up the radio to drown out the silence, but even the music felt off, distorted, like it was coming from a broken speaker. I tried to focus on the road ahead, but something in me was screaming to stop, to turn back, to do anything but keep driving forward. That's when I saw it, a figure standing in the middle of the road. I slammed on the brakes, the tires screeching as my car skidded to a stop. My heart pounded in my ears as the figure loomed in the distance, barely illuminated by my headlights. It stood unnaturally still, not moving an inch, like it was waiting for me. I blinked hard, trying to make sense of what I was seeing. It looked like a person, but there was something wrong. Its proportions were off, limbs too long, head tilted at an unnatural angle. I squinted, straining to see its face, but it was hidden in shadow. For what felt like an eternity, I sat frozen in the driver's seat, hands gripping the wheel, staring at the figure. My mind raced, trying to decide what to do. Honk the horn, reverse, drive around it. And then, just as suddenly as it appeared, the figure moved. It didn't walk, it didn't run. It shifted. One moment standing still, the next, it was inches closer, too close, right on the edge of my headlights. I gasped and threw the car into reverse, my foot slamming down on the pedal. The car jerked backward, tires screeching as I tried to put as much distance between me and that thing as possible. My breath came in ragged gasps, eyes darting between the figure and my rearview mirror. But no matter how fast I went, the figure stayed in sight. It was everywhere and nowhere all at once, flickering in and out of existence like a nightmare I couldn't wake up from. Panic surged through me. I had to get out of here. I had to... The engine sputtered. No, 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 I muttered, slamming my foot on the gas. The car lurched forward but stalled again, engine whining. Dashboard lights flickered, casting eerie shadows across the interior. Suddenly, everything went dead. The car shut off, leaving me stranded in the dark. My hands shook as I frantically tried to restart the engine, but it wouldn't turn over. My breaths came in short, shallow bursts, and every second felt like an eternity. I looked up. The figure was right there, standing directly in front of the car, its face now illuminated by the faint glow of the dead headlights. And that's when I saw it. No eyes, just hollow, empty sockets, skin stretched tight over a skeletal face. Its mouth hung open, grotesque, twisted grin. I screamed, fumbling for the door handle, my only thought being to get out, to run. But my fingers wouldn't work, and the door wouldn't budge. The figure didn't move. It just stood there, staring, or whatever the hell it did without eyes, grinning that awful grin. In a moment of pure terror, I slammed my fist against the horn, hoping the noise would scare it away. The sound blared through the night, deafening in the silence. 4,